I'm going to pray to get us going, and then we're going to start. We'll take up from there. Father, I thank you for these men, Lord. I ask that you give them a spirit of wisdom and revelation and to knowledge of you, Lord, that you would draw them closer to you, Father, and help them to know the love that you have for them, Father. And Lord, please help me to teach this class, and help me to follow you, Lord, and not to have my own plans, but to follow your plan, Lord. In the name of Jesus, amen. Amen. All right. So everybody has their book open to Lesson 10. All right, so we're going to start reading through, and John, you'll start with Luke up there, and you'll read down through the end of the first paragraph, and then we'll go paragraph by paragraph after that until I tell us to stop, and then we'll discuss it a little bit. And who has their Bible here?
I do.
All right, so we're going to look up 2 Timothy 2:20 and 21. And then we're going to talk about that a little bit later too, but I want to have it ready.
2 Timothy 2, what?
20 and 21. Okay, but we're not going to read that yet. We're going to read that when we get to it. All right, John, why don't you start off for us?
Luke 14:28. Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Lesson. What forms a person more is what one believes about the future, even more than how much they've suffered in the past. Viktor Frankl, former concentration camp supervisor, the world-renowned psychologist. As Jesus illustrates in this parable in Luke, it takes more than desiring to make something so. It takes planning and dedicated effort over time. We must take realistic evaluation of where we are and what we need to change to meet our desired goal. Bringing our desired goals to light takes effort, not a one-time effort, but a continual effort over time. Long-term efforts require discipline, both to preserve and to keep other good or desirable things from distracting us from our goals. This kind of discipline comes from character. Good news is that most goals are achievable, and that character can be developed and changed over time. It is through strong character that we will achieve our goals.
In this chapter, we are going to do 3 practical but important things. You're going to write out a life vision about who you want to become, not necessarily who you feel you are now, but the person you aspire to be. The process of becoming who you want to be will require the development of character, and for you to walk in that character over time. Your life vision is not so much concerned with vocation or location, but the character of who you are as a person.
Secondly, you're going to write out your goals over the next 5 years, along with an implementation plan, the steps you will need to take to reach your goals. Depending on where you are in life, your current circumstances, it could include 1 to 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, 3 year, and 5 year goals, short, intermediate, and long-term goals. Your goals can cover many things, but vocation and location are included in this group.
Lastly, you're going to think through and write out your daily disciplines. Daily disciplines are what enable you to live out both your life vision and your goals. Daily disciplines include 2 lists of things. The first list is going to be the positive disciplines that should begin to define your life and which will help you develop character. The disciplines are the things you want or need to be doing in your life to stay on track for your life vision and goals. The second list is going to be things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Not just the big things like not doing drugs or sleeping with your girlfriend, but the small things that lead to the big things, what the Bible calls the little foxes, which undermine the fence. At a minimum, making a list of the activities, attitudes, or habits that one knows leads to larger problems should give you some warning signals before you run through the red light.
Okay, hold on just a second there. Huh?
Someone took my, this
Here.
may be it right here. I hope so. I'll tell on our notes.
I have other ones too, if you need another one. Hey, Charlie, how are you doing, man?
How you doing, man?
Good.
All right.
Good seeing you.
Okay.
So we'll just pause for just a second. We're in lesson 10.
Okay.
We're on page 86.
Okay.
All right. So we're on where it says life vision, the paragraph that begins life vision.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie, why don't you
Okay.
start reading from there?
Light vision. I can put glasses so I can have vision.
Sure.
Okay. Light vision. A light vision makes clear your sense of purpose. It defines who you are and how you will live. Your light vision would be an overreacting idea from which your values and life goals would derive. Everyone has a life vision, whether it is something that was
Contemplated.
contemplated and written out or not. At the most basic level, it is an inherent force behind the way in which you live.
Thank you. Why don't you pick up from there?
However, writing a life vision can be a way to change how you live and a way of making sure you are living in alignment with what you state you believe. A life vision could be understood as a rudder on a ship. You use a rudder to steer a ship where you want it to go. In short, it helps a ship to reach the desired end. If your rudder is constantly out of alignment from where you want to go, you need to either change the rudder or come to terms with the fact that your stated end is not where you really want to go.
A life vision doesn't have to be complex. In fact, something simple is probably better. It can be as simple as to receive the love that God has for me and to love Him back and to love other people as He does. With that life vision for life, I can order my time, energy, and resources using that as a guiding principle. Other choices will all flow out of this life vision. Know that God highly values you and has given you a gift of life. He has a unique life assignment just for you. Enjoyment and fulfillment in life really begin when you are in tune with that life assignment and walk in the alignment with your assignment.
Okay, we're going to pause there. So what you're going to do, and you can take some space in the back of this chapter or the front of the chapter, and you're going to write out, you're going to write this, okay? Who do you want to be in 5 years? So you're going to imagine in your mind the person that you want to be in 5 years. And then how would, if you had a friend, how would they describe you? What are the attributes and characteristics that they would use
I would start with alive.
to describe you?
I mean, I'm talking about alive. Like,
Yeah,
in 5 years,
yeah.
I want to be alive.
You're going yes, but you're going to want to have
Obviously,
certain
yes.
characteristics
Yes, yes.
that describe your life.
Okay.
And so that's number one, and that's a question of what is your life vision.
Right.
It really is a question of what your life vision is.
Okay.
So you're gonna contemplate, and let me just say, you're gonna write that question out, and you can take time to contemplate it, because you may not be able to put words to it today, but as you take time and meditate on it and ask the Lord about it, He'll give you words over time for what you want that to look like. All right?
Yeah, I just don't want to go nowhere. Okay. The question is, where do I want to be in 5 years?
No.
Who? Okay.
Who do you want to be?
Who I want to be.
Yeah. So it's a question of, so you close your mind, close your eyes, and you think of, okay, what do I want my life to be like in 5 years? Yes, sir?
Have a book?
Huh?
You have a book?
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on just a second. Let me get you one. I didn't give you one earlier?
You sure?
Let's see.
What? Oh, that's not your stuff?
No, it's that other guy's.
Yeah.
So the question is, who do I
the
want
que-
to be in 5 years?
Yeah. Put your hand on your heart and you ask yourself a question. In 5 years from now, what do I want my life to look like? And if I had a friend, how would they describe my life? What attributes, how would they describe me?
Would they describe you now? Or well,
No,
would you like
in 5 years. Not today, where you want to be.
What page am I writing this on?
84?
You said in the back, right?
Yeah, that's at the first. That's that first page of that chapter. The back is fine too.
Okay.
Either one. It's just you need to, and this is something to think about.
Huh.
What are the characteristics and attributes that somebody would use to describe you? And you can take time and think about that. You don't have to have a full answer today. I'll tell you, when I was starting over, I didn't have an answer to that. I knew conceptually, like I had a sort of an image in my mind, but I could not have necessarily put words to that image.
You know what's clear to me?
What?
What I don't want to be in 5 years.
That's fine. Write those down too. That's good. That's good.
That is so clear. I see that 100%.
I tell you what.
How do you
You got a Bible?
Yeah.
Open this up to 2 Timothy 2, 20 and 21.
Second Timothy.
2 Timothy 2,
Okay.
20, 21.
First Timothy, Second Timothy. Okay, and that's 2:94.
New Testament.
94. Second Timothy is okay. Second Timothy. Right. 2:94.
I don't have to turn this book in, do I?
No, that is your book. You own it. You write your name in it. Write in it. It's for your growth.
2:94.
I'm not going to grade your growth.
Okay.
And these may just be ideas. So this is something to meditate over time with, to take time with the Lord and to meditate on.
My bad. This is a different Bible, so it's really interesting. 2:94. I got you.
That's all right. Charlie, you having a good day?
Oh man, great day. I really am. I faced some
Are you
things.
phase 3?
Huh?
Are you phase 3 now?
Next week,
All right.
Wednesday.
Good for you, dude.
Sure, rub it in.
Okay. Okay. Second Timothy,
Yeah, 2,
chapter 2.
verse 21 and 22.
All right,
Or 20, 21. All right, so we're going to read that 2 Timothy, and we're going to read this in part because of something Charlie said.
Okay, Second Timothy.
Like, you know the
20,
things you
21.
don't want to do.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And that is perfectly fine to put those down too. Here's the things I don't want to define my life.
Right,
All right.
exactly.
So
Yes.
read this. Read it out loud. We're reading the 2 Timothy now.
Now in a large house there is not only gold and silver vessels, but also vessels of wood and earthenware.
Earthenware.
Earthenware, and some to honor and some to dishonor. Therefore, if a man cleans himself from these things, he will be a vessel of honor. Okay, sanctified, useful to the master, prepared for every good work. Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So like you were talking about,
Yeah.
you know the things that you don't want to define your life.
Right.
Okay, that's just as important as knowing the things you do want to define your life.
Here, let me, I was just pulling up some grass.
It's all right. Okay? So when you're writing out, these are the things that I want to define my life, it's just as important to know I want these to define my life, and I don't want these things to define my life. And that may be, like you were talking about custody, being in custody or something like that. I'm assuming you were writing the word
custody?
Oh, okay. Being in
You don't want to be in custody.
you don't want to be in custody.
No, I want 50% of my children.
Okay, gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah,
This is the last custody that I'm gonna be in.
that's good, dude.
That's it.
That's
I made
awesome,
my
man.
mind up a while back. Like I was actually on the road to doing it.
Yeah,
Just doing it the back way, my way.
yeah,
And I say it over and over again. I ended up here by the grace of God. God brought me here
yeah,
to teach me something.
yeah,
Because I kind of got a real good sight. I kind of got a good vision, a good idea of what he wants me to do.
mm-hmm,
So in order for me to do what he wants me to do, I have to learn. I have to learn different people.
Mhm.
I have to learn everything. I have to learn everybody. I have to humble myself. Like I want my kids back. I want to own a house.
mm-hmm,
I want to go back and get the heir that's in my family name,
mm-hmm.
and I want to run my own business. It's point blank. I don't
Yeah.
want a lot. Everything else will fall into place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome, dude.
Other than that, that's it.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Those are awesome. That's excellent. Okay. John, you want to share anything?
No, I was just listening to all those things that you want. And those are all great things. I just don't. I don't know. I'm new to this, so I don't know where
Yeah.
your walk with the Lord is or what your relationship is like.
I've been walking with him. I fast. I've been reading. This isn't something that, a lot of, not against nobody, but a lot of people come here and find God, and that's great and that's awesome. I was raised in the church. I walked away from it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen things that people be like, oh, you're just tripping. You never seen this. I know what I've seen, and he chastises the ones that he really, really loves. He puts the things that they really don't want to go through. And this is part of my chastisement. You know what I mean? This is part of the things that I can't do what I want to do. I got to do it his way. There's going to be no way. I'm going to end up where I'm going. And I know him. I love him. And I'm learning more. I'm learning how to be humble the way he wants me to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Does anybody have any questions about what we talked about so far about, being the man you want to be in 5 years?
I didn't put down any material things.
Huh? They're relational. Most of the times people put down some sort of character-related quality.
That's what I put down. I didn't know if we were supposed to put down like what we want.
No. A life vision deals with who you want to be,
Got you.
the type of person you want to be.
Then I got it.
Just out of curiosity, is there any special significance to 5 years out? Is that just typically like when you should be seeing like a transition
First
in your
parole
life?
date.
Is that?
First parole date.
It's just a date.
Okay.
Okay. 10 years is way down the road. 20 years is like a long time away. If I think about where I was 20 years ago, I wouldn't have thought I would be here. But I'm a much better man than I was 20 years ago.
Taking bullet fire.
I don't know. I like when it says that include 1 to 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Like I have big goals.
Yep.
Like, I got super
Yeah.
extravagant goals.
Yeah. And those are part of
But I see.
goals.
No, I see though. Like I don't know how do I explain it. So when I was in my life back on track, 5 years, I knew what I wanted in 5 years. I had like a semi-vision,
Mhm.
kind of where I wanted to go. But the 1 and 3 and 6 was huge in me in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I know that I have to attain this
Mhm.
to get this,
Mhm.
and I have to attain this to get this. Because if I
Mhm.
can't obtain 1 to 3, 6 ain't possible.
Yeah.
Have this.
Yeah.
And if I can't obtain 6, year's not possible.
Yeah.
And if I can't obtain that year, 3, so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that coming in, knowing the Father, right, and I knew my relationship was in shambles. I knew me and him was first.
Mm-hmm.
Like my relationship with him was above everything. I had to put that above my kids. I had to forsake my kids. I had to forsake my parents. I had to forsake my career goals, because everything has to be on that pendulum. It has to be on that fulcrum. He has to be.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and it was focused on that, and then I knew everything would fall in place.
Yeah.
And then as I'm focused on my relationship with him, because my time here was about that, was focusing on him,
Yeah.
and things didn't go the way I liked it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like it was so much easier when it wasn't my goal, my dream. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
To do
Yeah.
things my way. Like
Yeah.
I literally had
Yeah.
to die, man. So Ralph
Yeah.
said to me one time, he's a house guy, he said, well, if a dead man's on the ground, somebody spits on it, kicks it, what's it gonna do?
Yeah.
Not gonna do nothing. He's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, so that was what humility looked like for me. I mean, my year or so that I spent here was like, there was a lot of spit, a lot of kick in different areas. Just my own pride, my own ego. But I had to, you know what I mean? I had to die. Like, it was a daily dying process, and I continue to do it. And that's why I asked that question, like, what is that? All those things are great, but none of that lines up, because I didn't hear you say your relationship with him. I heard a bunch of goals, which are great goals, kids, family.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, foundationally, everything has to flow through the Father, I believe, for believers. You know what I mean? Everything has to flow through him, like sand.
Mhm.
If it's not flowing through him and it's flowing through my own ambitions,
Mhm.
then it gets hazy
Mm-hmm.
over time. And
Mhm.
I have to learn how to get back. And I just like that goal. Like, I knew that, okay, 1 to 3 months, like, man, I have to come off the substances. Good Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really need to, these
Yeah.
things are messing with my body. And
Yeah.
I need to read daily.
Yeah.
And so 1 to 3 months was me reading my Bible fanatically, not getting it, not understanding, knowing, even though I knew the word,
Yeah.
but I know I had to wash myself in the word.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like that, because I can see myself and my life in that 1, 3, 6, 1, so on and so on. Now I'm coming into the 3 mark. Like, I
Mhm.
see where I was at, and I see what it took to get there.
Mhm.
It's baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
What about Bob?
Yeah,
Baby
no,
steps,
but
baby
seriously,
steps,
it's
baby
baby
steps.
steps. A lot of
Yeah.
it's baby steps. As men, we want to take large steps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, sometimes I just have to go.
I know that when I've been in Narcotics Anonymous on and off for many years, and at one time I had many years clean, and I wanted my job back, my wife back, my kids back, cars and all. I got all that stuff back, and sitting myself, I did my taxes. I made $78,000 a year. I did my taxes. I weighed 225 pounds. I was miserable
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't have I had a sponsor to keep me clean, but I wasn't of the guard of my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
My sponsor was strictly about NA, and he
Mhm.
wasn't about trying to put you in church, because that was a decision you had to make yourself. I knew that I was missing something. There was
Mhm.
something missing. And I knew that my spirit was low, even though I accomplished all what I thought I did. You know, I mean, I owed taxes, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I was proud that I had to pay,
Mhm.
you know, instead of getting a check, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen again, you
Mhm.
know? I mean, my main thing, I would like to be a member of a church, better understanding of Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a righteous man.
Yeah.
I want to do the right things just because
Yeah.
it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I want to be responsible, productive, a better father. I want to be more responsible to my loved ones, you know, the
Mhm.
people that love me or the people that I meet on a daily basis. I mean, I'd like to not have animosity inside myself or
Mhm.
fear,
Yeah.
you know. And I know that all this can be cured, not cured, but I can be working on them as a member of a church.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
then, of course, I'm getting, as a member of a church, all that other stuff comes with its better understanding of Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
the righteousness. I mean, your worry starts to go away because you rely on the Lord to look after you. I want my eyes to be open to what I don't believe, or not necessarily not believe, having a hard time completely giving myself to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm at this point believing because I feel it inside, and believing more because other people believe.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
I'm at. But I do know that I don't want to be a drug dealer, a drug user, a thief, a liar. I'm not faithful to my loved ones.
Yeah.
I don't want to be manipulative. I
Yeah.
don't want to be a fantasy guy living
Yeah.
in my fantasy, what I think I am of myself.
Yeah.
I don't want none of that.
Yeah.
I don't want an unfaithful woman. I
Yeah.
don't want to be unfaithful to a woman.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
I don't want 10s and 20s. I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, I really, it did nothing for me.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't even temporary. You know, I got to a point in my life that they weren't even temporary fixes anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You steal some big, it was, or you lie and you get away with it. It wasn't temporary. It wasn't a fix no more. I didn't feel I got away with anything.
Yeah.
I felt I stole something I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing drugs for 20 years not wanting to. I don't know if anybody knows what that's like. That's terrible. Okay, that's getting high when you don't want to. I mean, yeah. I was responsible to my drug use.
Yeah.
I want to change that responsibility to something else that's just as hard to maintain. That's a relationship with your God or your wife or the neighbor or the guy at the store.
Yeah.
You know, it's just as hard.
Yeah.
As you know, just as hard as in here. You know what I mean? Productive. Productive to me is within myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, someone told me today something good, and I was like, okay, well, I didn't do anything per se to get this. Someone told me this, but I didn't do anything. And I don't see what they said, but I believe that they see something.
Yeah.
You know, people say, oh, you know, you could do better. I'm looking at them going, you must don't know me.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm starting to believe that because they believe.
Yeah.
You know,
I put mine
Hey, man.
down.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you.
First, I listed what came to mind, what I want to be in 5 years, who I want
Yeah.
to be in 5 years. And then I went back and I listed the order of importance they are to me.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, first I'll either read the list and then I'm going to go back and say the order. I mean, because this is the first things that came to my mind, so I just wrote them down as I thought them.
Yeah.
Sober, faithful to the Lord, established within society, happy, hardworking, man of integrity, jovial, well-versed, and financially stable.
Yeah.
Then I went back and I said, okay, what's the most important? One, sober.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not sober, the rest is irrelevant.
you sure
Yeah.
right, baby.
It's as simple as that. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never gone, tomorrow will be 14 days.
Yeah.
I
Congratulations.
haven't gone 24 days in over 25 years.
Yeah.
All right?
Congratulations.
So this is all new to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how to do anything sober.
Yeah.
Read a book, walk down the street, watch TV. I don't know how to do anything sober. I've never
Have
gone
sex, anything.
anything.
I understand.
You know. So number one is sober. Number two to me was faithful to the Lord. Number three was man of integrity. Those two I think go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Number four was hardworking. Number five was happy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm the first four and I'm miserable, I'm not gonna stay those four.
Yeah.
I won't stay sober. I won't stay faithful to the Lord. If you're day in, day out miserable, there's no point.
Yeah.
As far as I see, there's just no point. You're not going to stay that way. Your body's going to say, your mind's going to say, "This why? I'm out."
Yeah.
At least I will. I'll be like, "Yo, see you." So
Go back to what we know normal.
exactly. So number five was happy. Number six was financially stable, which helps out with the others.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not talking about rich. I'm talking about just financially stable. You know, if I want to go get a McDonald's burger,
Yeah.
I can go afford to get it. I don't have to go in some Walmart parking lot and be like, "Excuse me, can you help out a Navy vet?" You know,
Yeah.
I can go to my bank and pull out $5 and go get me something to eat.
Yeah.
Pay my rent. My bills will be paid. Stable.
Yeah.
Number seven was established within society. The reason I put that as 7 is because that proves that I'm no longer the drunk on the corner or the drunk that shows up for work and yeah, he can do the job, but he might fall off the scaffold and break his neck,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But he's the guy, yeah, he's going to show up. He's going to be there.
Yeah.
We can count on him to do it.
Yeah.
Number 8 was jovial. It brings me back to it. It's not just being happy with myself, but being happy with others, making other people smile. It's That's something I'd like to do.
Yeah.
No matter how bad the situation, I learned this in the Navy, and I've seen some really messed up stuff when I was in the Navy. Because I was in the middle of the drug wars. No matter how bad the situation, laughter's contagious. And it can make a bad situation at least bearable.
Mm-hmm.
It can make the unbearable completely bearable. So Joel, number 9, this is the last of them, was well-versed. To me, if you're well-versed, it's not a sign of I'm better than you, it's a sign of I respect you well enough that I'm going to try and speak, read, and communicate with you in as best the tone as I can.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm showing you the respect that you're worth me putting forth my best effort to have the conversation with or have the discussion with. So, and that's what I came up with for my 5 years. 10
Awesome.
years, I don't know about all 10 years.
Yeah.
That's way out there.
Yeah.
That's, so,
You get 5 years done.
so.
Become
If I
that
could do
man in 5 years.
After almost 30 years of
Yeah.
hitting my head against the bottle, yeah, I'll be all right.
Yeah. That'll be awesome.
I should have
That'll
put
be awesome.
employable.
Yeah, you'll be employable. All right. Anyone want to talk about anything else on this particular part?
I mean,
Because we're going to jump to a different part after
okay,
this.
go ahead, jump different
Okay,
part.
so go to page 89 in the book where it says positive daily disciplines.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
And we're
How
gonna-
do you get this?
Yeah, and so what you describe may be here, over here, but you're thinking, hey, I'm here at this point right now. Who said baby steps, doing baby steps? Was that John there? Okay. So that's it, man. It's doing small things consistently over time.
Period of time.
That's what it is, right there,
That's
man.
right, baby.
That's right. Do small things consistently over time.
Yeah.
So that's how you go from where you are today to being that man you want to be in 5 years. All right, so we're going to read this part, and then I'm going to stop us,
page you
people.
say?
89
Right, 89, right.
at the very bottom.
Right.
All right, so John, why don't you take the first paragraph, and then Eric, second one, and we'll go around. We'll keep going around.
Positive daily disciplines are regular habits to keep your life on track. They will become the thing that define who you are. They can include things like reading the Bible every day, working out, being in an accountability relationship, volunteering regularly, attending and being involved in a church, being part of a community of people that will walk with you as you walk out life, and being involved in your kids' lives. Having these disciplines written down will help you keep track of the things that are important in your life.
Sounds like everybody, what we just sound like everyone who wrote all that
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
You also need to write down the things that distract you from completing your daily disciplines. Negative influences might include being around the wrong people, working too much. Yes, it's okay to work hard and get a lot of hours, but not at the expense of completing your daily disciplines. Getting in a romantic relationship before you're ready emotionally. I've seen this particular thing take a guy out faster than a bullet. Or spending your free time in self-seeking ways.
Okay.
Charlie?
Have a pre-thought out plan for how you will respond if you are beginning to engage in negative influences. Be like Joshua, who fled temptation and don't wait for it to take him captive. Can be as simple as knowing that you need to spend time in prayer with your phone off and having an accountability partner so you will call as soon as you see the first temptation.
If your life is too focused on yourself, the other areas will shrink. Reality is that a self-focused life is less rewarding. A self-focused life narrows your impact and quality of life. A greater life is focused outward on others.
There's a big difference between planning a vacation to Disneyland and planning to lead your wife and family in a godly way. Leading in a godly way isn't just reading the Bible together occasionally or praying before meals, although it is a part of it. Leading in a godly way is modeling daily, day in and day out, godly character and conduct.
Be aware of your season. Recognize where you are in life and have grace for yourself. When I was starting over, I didn't feel like I had a lot of opportunity to Goals are due long-term planning. I was struggling to get through each day, and that lasted for a while, a couple of years at least. But over time, as more areas of my life stabilized, I could finally excel and think about longer-term goals. Longer-term goals. During the beginning, I had to depend on God and trust Him to walk through each day. I did have daily disciplines during the season. I knew the direction in my life I wanted to go, but I was struggling with starting over. I could have been tempted to despair some of the progress I was making if I had focused too much on that.
Setting goals and creating a life plan requires putting a little bit of our flesh to death every day. The plan requires making choices to limit ourselves in order to reach a greater goal. You can't lose weight and eat ice cream at the same time.
Okay, so thank you. We're gonna talk about, huh?
According to Atkins, you can.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about this a little bit about your daily disciplines. These are things that will begin to define your life. You know, the things that you do every day. You may not work out every day. When I say daily disciplines, I don't necessarily mean something that you do every day. So, for example, working out. Maybe you work out 3 days a week. Okay, that's still part of what defines your life. And so you could think of it as one of your daily disciplines, even though it's not necessarily an activity which you do every day. Okay, so that's the next step in those baby steps, thinking out, okay, what are the things that are going to begin to define my life, the activities, the way I spend my time, who I'm around, those sort of things that will define your life. And that also includes the negative. Like you listed a bunch of things that are like, okay, I don't want these. I want this. I don't want this. Like that 2 Timothy that we read, that verse out of 2 Timothy. If you cleanse yourself of these negative things, you'll make yourself available to be used.
Right.
Okay? You can
For
think of
better
it
things, yeah.
for better things.
It's like I think you know, it's what you do in what you, okay, Roy was saying the other morning, what do we feed ourselves with? Do we feed ourselves with negativity? Do we listen to negativity? Do we watch negative TV?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are we thriving on football instead of I should have read my Bible today?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're so apt. I'm so apt to, when you say big booties, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, I'd like to not care as much about that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to definitely not now. I mean, I'm not listening to someone saying I just stole something. That conversation I'm not having.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to do something scandalous. I'm not listening to those conversations, and I'm not listening to what fantasies people are. I'm trying my best not to listen to a fantasy that someone's made up because they're in this program or what they can see themselves have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'll start doing the same thing, going, okay, well, you know, but the basics is doing what I'm doing here. Every day we have Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
We do something in the Bible on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
I want to implement that to where it becomes a habit,
Mm-hmm.
to where it's not necessarily a habit, to where it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it's enjoyable, you know, you want it more.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to start with that. I mean, I don't know if I'm always going to do the right thing or the wrong thing. I don't know. But I know, like you said, baby steps. That's a baby step that can create a big difference.
Yeah, that is,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah,
A difference I don't understand.
yeah.
You know, I'm new to the Word of Christ. I'm not skeptical about that. I know it works in people's lives. This I've heard many testimonies. I'm not saying that God hasn't looked out for me, even when I was doing the worst of the worst. I know He was there.
Mhm.
I know that there was something.
Mhm.
I'm choosing to put the word God to the something.
Yeah.
Either doing something over a period of time, doing a small something over a period of time
Mhm.
creates great opportunity,
Yeah.
great differences, and that's
Yeah.
and I'm used to doing small stuff. You
Yeah.
know, to do the least of love.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to do the least of whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know that I've changed in my thoughts about things. It helped me get over a false love. It's helping me on a daily basis still.
Mhm.
I don't feel the emptiness that I did when I first got here.
Mhm.
I'm not as afraid as I was when I first got here. I don't care about probation like I did when I first got here.
Mhm.
You know, I'm not worried about what I have people in my life that I'm blessed with, that I appreciate more,
Yeah.
that I see differently.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the same person that I was using in the world still loves me, and now I don't. It's not a use. It's
Yeah.
thank you, God, for providing this to where now I can appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, and if I surround myself, if I had 10 people in my life like you, say like
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
more than likely, I'm gonna be accountable to them,
Yeah.
and I don't want to let them down, much less
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
So I'd rather get what I get out of that
Yeah.
than the 10 people I've associated with for
Oh,
like
yeah.
5 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll at this point I'll pass.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how to get 10 people like you in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and not be full of shit about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
somewhere we can actually have a decent conversation that had nothing to do with me getting $20 out of you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or you helping me pay for something. Or,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
give me a ride somewhere or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
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 I've only been here 78 days, and I sometimes every other minute I don't appreciate it, but
Yeah.
most of the times I do.
Yeah.
And I only let outwardly things mess with me,
Yeah.
because my inside is willing to go places that I don't know about, but my mind is like, let's concentrate on this punk,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm concentrating on
Yeah.
them. I can't get the blessing
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
They just, and then I do things to put obstacles in my own way. I don't follow the rules.
Yeah.
I do some things that I don't believe I should be doing, which puts doubt in my mind about my sincerity.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you understand that. Okay, I don't want to do this, but I do something, and then I worry about my sincerity. Okay, why are you doing that, dog? I mean, it's so stupid for you.
Yeah.
Well, you must not be serious.
If you weren't serious, would you worry about it? Seems like, man, you're only worried about it if you're serious.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm serious. I worry about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie, man. That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
that.
Yeah.
That was a good answer.
All right. Anybody else want to talk about the daily
This is the
disciplines?
awesome guy, dog. You know him?
I just met him.
Man, this dude is a trip. Okay. Okay. He's the dope man I'm going to now. You know what I mean? He's my hope man. You hear me?
All right.
Yeah.
The hope man. I like that. That's good. All right. So we're going to go back to page 88 and we're going to read this section on goal setting. And we'll be done shortly after that, I think. Montreal, you want to kick it off?
88.
88, where it says goal setting.
Goal setting is simply trying to identify a path for how to get from where you are
That's
today
funny.
to where you want to be at some point in the future. Some goals will relate to your life, vision, and the kind of man you want to be. The goals can also be very practical, such as owning a home or changing your vocation. Goal setting and following through your plan to achieve goals is a day in and day out undertaking which requires discipline. Keep going.
Yeah, sure.
Take some time to contemplate your goals for the next year, 3 years, and 5 years. Depending on your circumstances, you may need 1 to 3 month goals and 6 month goals. For example, if you are in prison or recently got out, or you are in a residential
drug treatment program, you should have short-term goals as well as long-term goals, such as where you will live, getting a job, or a better job, a long-term vocational plan, and transportation. Some example of short, intermediate, and long-term goals are at the end of the chapter. What are the things that stand in the way of you achieving your long-term goals? Both positive things that need to be added to your life and negative things that need to be eliminated from your life. Let's say you want to be able to run a marathon. On the positive side, you would need to start training to be able to run that far. So the negative side, you could eliminate things like smoking, doing drugs, or eating poorly to help your body be able to achieve your goal or running a marathon. Goals build on goals. If your long-term goal is to own a nice home, your short-term goal needs to support your long-term goal. Short-term goals may be pay all your bills on time, increase your credit score, and live within a budget that requires less money than you make, so that when the time is right, you can buy the house you want. Go ahead.
Okay, don't allow obstacles such as a lack of education. Hey. Abilities to limit your goals. You can get an education and learn a trade or skill. But first, before focusing on a financial success or circumstances, focus on the internal character or dedication needed to achieve these goals. Without the necessary character, we will fall short. But we can strengthen our character and dedication over time, and in doing so, we will achieve more than we might have imagined. Right on.
All right. Who wants to pick up the next chapter?
Let's imagine that as a part of your plan you wanted to learn a trade, electrician, plumber, welder, etc. In most states, there are apprenticeship programs that you can join which will pay you while you learn a trade. But it takes time, usually 3 years of training while being paid, before you have obtained the desired end. At that point, you are a licensed electrician or plumber and can go anywhere and get a job making good money. But you must identify and take that first step, and then have the dedication to see it through. The process is the same in other less skilled jobs or careers. You can get a job as a regular employee with a fence or deck builder, window cleaner, or mechanic, and learn how to do the job. And then after you have gained the knowledge, start out on your own. The point is that to reach the desired end, you need to start somewhere. How you budget both your money and your time will impact your ability to reach your goal. Think of your life as having different areas. The amount of time and effort you put into each area will determine the type of life you live. Areas of your life should include your own part, with your habits and hobbies, your family life, the life with your friends and influencers, being in a small group, church, basketball or softball team, etc. Your work life and community life, volunteering, debt to society.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So anyone have anything they want to discuss about that particular section?
Okay, I mean, you can do a list. I mean, like it says here, you can't go directly from wanting to be an electrician and just getting the tools and then doing it. You have to go to school, take some time, learn some things, still be afraid of achieving the goal, because, you know, even when I became a truck driver or flew helicopters, I was scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I could do it.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
After I was in school, I was more enthusiastic.
Yeah.
After I was afraid to do it the first time because I didn't want to mess up. I had all the information I needed to fly a helicopter. I knew everything.
Mm-hmm.
I knew everything about driving a truck. I knew everything. But I still, with my trainer right there, sitting there, and this guy trained me.
Yeah.
He knows I'm good at doing it.
Yeah.
I'm still nervous.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm nervous about being a part of
Yeah.
a God.
Yeah.
You know,
Part
I got a trainer.
Yeah, part of that, so what you're describing, part of that is coming to believe that you can actually do that. Like, I can do this. this is, yeah, I can obtain this. And so you set goals. So, 1 to 3 month goal, 6 month goal, year goal, 3 year goal, 5 year goal. And as you're walking that out, it's also building up your experience in that I can do this. Like you might, if I set a goal 5 years from now in a year, let's say a year from now I want to be able to run a marathon. Today I would say there ain't no way I'm going to run a marathon. That just ain't going to happen. Okay, if I set a goal from a year and I start training every day, in a year I might be able to do that. But as I'm developing that, as I'm practicing that, I'm also developing the mindset that I can actually do this.
After the first 10 miles and then 15 miles,
Yeah. That maybe I could do this.
You know what I'm used to? I'm used to wanting something and not knowing how to get it,
Yeah.
but BSing myself into getting the situation and failing miserably.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing.
Or feeling like, oh, there's no way I can do this.
Right. Yeah, that starts
My
out.
experience is not I can
Don't
do
even
this.
try.
So not even try. But as you are working that plan out, as you set those goals and start working your plan out, you're also developing the belief within yourself that I can achieve this.
It's the same thing with the Bible. You read more
Yeah.
and you obtain the belief.
Yeah.
The belief gets stronger.
Okay. So you're going to do 3 things out of this lesson. One is you're going to develop your own life vision. That question we asked about the man you wanted to be in 5 years.
All right.
And then you're gonna think through
Life vision.
those daily disciplines that you need to add to your life. And that's how you're going to achieve that life vision. And with that, things you're going to add to your life, you're going to have the things you're going to take away. So that's that 2 Timothy 2:20-21.
Okay, 2 Timothy. Yeah, I like that.
Okay? And then you're going to think through the goals you want to achieve in 5 years. And that life vision of who you want to be and those goals you want to achieve, those can intermesh.
Okay, you say so.
And you walk that out. And let me just say, like I wrote in this, when I was starting over, like a lot of times I was like, okay, I got to get through today.
I just read when you just started over. I read that.
Yeah. And so I had an idea of who I wanted to be. I could not have enunciated. I couldn't have spoken it. But I knew where I wanted. I knew the direction I was going. I didn't necessarily know when I would get there. I didn't have a lot of certainty in life. I had daily disciplines that I did. I read the Bible every day. I prayed every day. I was around believers every day. I was around people that encouraged me in my walk every day.
So those are your small steps that make big differences.
Yep. Those kept me on. I kept my walk going. And
So you're able to run the marathon.
yeah, and so then that ended up being the marathon. Exactly. All right,
That
man.
makes so much sense.
Yeah. All right. Anyone got anything else?
Not me.
Don't allow obstacles such as lack of education or abilities to limit your goals.
Right on.
You can get education and learn a greater skill. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I learned a lot of bad habits. You know what I mean?
We just
Yeah.
didn't know them automatically, yo.
But it's like it's the same thing I have to
Yeah.
apply to this life.
Yep.
All the stuff I learned to be a convict. I just
Yep.
have to put that same effort in
Yep.
something positive.
Right
And I
on.
can learn it.
Yep.
I'm learning it. I'm struggling. I'm learning it. That's true.
All right, dude. All right.
The
I'm,
benefits are way. I know what happens to dealing drugs. I don't care if I make $1 million. I know what can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, $1 million is not even pleasurable
yeah.
because of what you're sacrificing.
Yeah.
You could die. You could go to jail. You lose. Oh yeah, I pass.
Yeah.
Don't let lack of education stop you. I like that.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
could-
I got right here. I mean,
A lot of times people think I can't do that. I'm not trained. I'm not. It's like you can get that.
I think that all the time.
Yep. You can get that.
That's a lie from the pit of
Yep.
It is. It is. You know, it kept me stuck. I mean, it's keeping me from writing my my
What's keeping
okay.
you?
That
What's
thought
keeping
is
you?
that thought is not outwardly thought. It's an action now because I haven't done it. It's keeping me from writing my journal every day. You understand what I'm saying? It's and then I understand. Okay, I know now what it is. I'm just on the path of trying to figure out how to go past that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's where I'm at. And it's a lack of education. I don't know. It's
Einstein got thrown out of school. I'm dead serious.
yeah.
Mhm.
They said he couldn't learn.
My last grade in school, I was in 8th grade. I graduated 8th grade. I never went back to school.
I'm dead serious. Einstein got thrown out. They said he couldn't learn. Branson
You know,
never
man,
graduated
me-
high school.
Mm-hmm.
Opened Virgin Mobile. Now he owns a spaceship.
I mean, I fly helicopters, 3 different kinds, and I drive anything on wheels. And I'm very good at it, but
Yeah.
I forget those feelings. When I first got my license, man, my mom was like, yeah, she was not surprised,
Yeah.
nothing. I was elated. I was on cloud 9 for a long, like years.
Yeah.
And the same thing, I mean, I flew helicopters before I drove trucks.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was worse than the truck driving because of, oh, goodness gracious. Because then I got in my addiction. And
Yeah.
I was really into it.
Yeah.
And I got clean. And being clean, I got my GED. And so
Yeah.
I said, okay, let's do something more where I can make money.
Yeah.
Because I've tried to learn fly helicopters so I could bring dope back. That's
Yeah.
really how it,
Yeah.
started. And, yeah, it's sometimes scarier on this side because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to handle myself in the streets.
Yeah.
I know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
I know what's on. I know what you got in your pocket. I know what's on your mind.
Yeah.
I know what's in my heart.
Yeah.
I see your heart.
Yeah.
It's just a trip
Yeah.
changing. And it's like a coin I can see on this side, and I've never looked on the other side.
Yeah.
And when you turn over, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But you don't want to turn it over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not mad at it.
All right, cool. Thank you for sharing that, dude. All right, I'm going to pray for us. Anybody have anything else? I'll pray for us and we'll be done. Father, I thank you for these men, Lord. I thank you for this class, Lord. I ask that you would grow and develop these men, Lord, into the men you have planned for them to be, Father. And I ask that you give them the strength and the courage to be able to walk that out, Lord. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Amen.